Mic check. 1, 2, check, check. Ah!
Should you be recording to make some waves?
Hello, how are you today? I can hear myself just fine, so
Okay.
I guess we're good.
I can too,
How did you know you could hear yourself when that was the first thing you said?
because I could hear if I said I.
Okay. Alright, very good.
This is an explicit podcast containing filthy language and adult themes, like dick and shit jokes. If you're easily offended, or just have a stick up your ass, this is probably not for you. Guidance is suggested for sensitive types, and occasionally some lights may flash, so if you're prone to seizures and all that, you might want to skip this. And lastly, we don't speak for anyone or any entity. We only speak for ourselves, of course. What follows is our opinions based on our individual experiences in the industry. So take that.
I just now realized how offensive our disclaimer is when I looked over and saw my kid with headphones on listening to it. Maybe we should fix that or something for when we are having a kid-friendlier show. I wouldn't say any show we do is going to be kid-friendly. You can put your headphones back on now. Once again, I'm Afterlodge Jason. This is the show formerly known as Out for Delivery, joined by the barista babe, Jazz.
I am here and making drinks again.
The quarantine queen for 3 more days, 4 more days.
Hi,
Amy, she gets to go back to work
Wednesday.
in a post-pandemic world. Actually, the pandemic's still going on, but we're going to pretend like it's a post-pandemic world. We also have the quarantine kid, Calvin. Say hello, Calvin.
Hello.
So once again, hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Hope this Sunday morning, or whenever you listen to this, is treating you well. And we're back for another hour or so of random talk. We just got sued for what? The quarantine kid, or
The kittens.
Carol Baskins? Yeah, hey, all you cool cats and kittens. She doesn't own the word cool cats or kittens. I will say them in any order in which I please. So once again, thanks for joining us. We took last week off for Mother's Day. The big news is, it looks like, hopefully, I haven't spoke to Bruce yet. I haven't spoke to anybody really but Ryan. But hopefully, next Sunday, because retail is going to be open back up and all this, we will do an in-person show. We'll have people in the studio.
As long
who
as there are 10
here.
people or less.
Yeah,
Legal
it'll be
after Friday.
less than 10 people. Yeah, after Friday. Hopefully, we won't have to wear masks. I'm unsure on this.
I would
gonna have
still
to-
wear masks.
It's going to be kind of hard to wear a mask and do a talk show.
I
Amy.
should have just worn a mask today and proved that it could be done.
Well, you have time.
Should
Bruce
I go get
said,
a mask?
I'm in. And yes, it's possible, but that doesn't mean the listeners can hear you. Because I talk through a mic all day and have everybody question everything I say through the mask, even though I'm enunciating 10 times more than I usually do. That's pretty much how it comes across.
I could send Calvin for a mask. They're hanging on the banister.
Let's not send Calvin anywhere. He runs like a goddamn elephant. Let's just be clear on
He
this.
was out of breath from running from the house to the cabin.
He's got a little quarantine body going on. He ain't getting the exercise he needs. He needs to exercise a little bit more. Get out and do some running.
Apparently we have a birthday coming up.
Who?
Ryan's birthday is Thursday, and he says, my birthday is Thursday. Way to bury the lead, Jay. Is his birthday the lead?
I think you meant the music.
No, burying the lead is whenever like there's something important in the story, but you kind of hide it in the story. I think he was thinking I should have
Maybe,
announced it.
you know, I was watching Live PD last night, and they were doing like drive.
Yeah, Live PD is back live,
Yes.
so
But
very exciting.
maybe since his birthday's Thursday, we could do a drive-by birthday. You know,
Uh,
we all drive by and honk our horns, wave out the window.
Do
That's
we
what they
throw
were doing.
eggs at him? Can we have him stand out in the lawn and we throw eggs or something at him?
eggs
okay
is a
with
little
that.
harsh.
Well-
Water balloons
It's better than tomatoes.
would be better.
Dina
I think.
handed out free samples of tomatoes on Superstore.
It's true. It's true. If they chose to throw them, they threw them, but wasn't on her.
See, he's good with it. He said hard-boiled eggs.
Ooh, why don't we do
That'll be
water
even
balloons
worse.
with glitter in it?
No.
You're a fucking monster.
Sorry,
You shouldn't.
it was just
It's hard to be on
celebratory.
this show with Calvin because I'm used to not having a kid-friendly mouth.
He's not used to you having a kid-friendly
Well, that's true,
mouth
too,
in general, so
That's true too.
we have turned goddamn into God bless around the house.
Well, that's due to Jody.
Yeah.
God
She
bless America.
She
God,
infected us.
well, that's if you're really upset.
Oh yeah, if I'm still upset by the time I finish God bless, then America comes out. You know to get out of the room.
Yeah.
That is serious territory.
The bad thing is it's that bad, but it always makes me laugh. It doesn't matter that it puts me in a bad mood. It just makes me laugh every
So-
time.
My work still sucks. I know you're not working. You haven't been to school in years. You have limited hours at the coffee shop.
You know,
But it's like second Christmas, except I don't think I can call it second Christmas anymore because Christmas only lasts like a month and a half at most.
Christmas is really stressful.
It is, but it's like short term.
Yeah.
Like the good thing about Christmas is December the 24th, Christmas season for all intents and purposes
it's over.
is over.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have a little bit of a hectic, more so than normal hectic time afterwards because we're going to have returns. People are going to be
Yeah.
spending gift cards. But December 24th is like the crescendo usually. According to where it falls in the week, sometimes it's December 23rd. But then it's over. But this just isn't ending.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere. And contemplate... I can't call it that. My crappy apartments...
while you
already
think about
said
that,
it.
no clerks either was said, and Bruce and Ryan are both agreeing with you on your Christmas thing.
Oh, yeah.
And Ryan cut his own hair, so we'll see how that
Ooh,
comes.
Can we get a
up.
picture?
I'm sure he just used, like, the guards. I'm sure he went to Walmart's and bought him a wall trimmer. Okay, there's the Rona.
Avery let
Yeah.
his girlfriend cut his hair.
That was a bad decision on his
It
part.
didn't actually
He
look
looks
as bad
he looks
as,
a little bit like the Dutch boy mixed with
I mean-
Javier Bardem from No Country for Old Men.
I
That's
cut
what he
my own
described
hair.
it as.
Yeah, but you've been
Well-
cutting your own hair before the quarantine.
I let you
Yeah, I
cut
cut
my
like
hair.
4 inches off though, and then layered it.
I know, Ryan. I said the quiet part out loud. I keep forgetting Calvin's sitting here because for some reason he ain't said a word yet. But regardless, seeing as how this was the last quarantine show, I invited Calvin on the show. I was going to invite my mom on the show. She's never, ever been on the show, but she was asleep. I guess the puppy woke her up early, and she's retired for puppy nap.
She was napping with the
To be
puppy.
fair, if she was on the show, we'd probably have to have the puppy on the show too, because the puppy can't stay by himself.
Bruce just said that you sneezed on the pop filter. He takes back what he said. If it makes you feel any better, she was sneezing before she had the Rona. So, okay. I think I've got an extra one. I'll change out that pop filter before you get here, Ryan. Because we were
Jazz.
talking yesterday about the new seating arrangement.
I'll just lick everything.
Have you not learned to sneeze into your elbow?
I think that was a sneaking sneeze. The way I saw it,
Yeah.
there was little time for prep on that sneeze. It was
And- I would have hit everything. So my first reaction was to move the mic and try to move myself at the same time as a sneeze just exploded. I don't really have much warning with mine.
Okay.
Anyway, back to why this is worse than Christmas, is it's still going. Christmas ends. This has went longer than Christmas and is not ending. Like, I don't have anything but parcels. But what's really killing me right now is with the extra $600 a person unemployment most people are getting.
They're buying
You need to
extra
sit
stuff.
still because you're all creaky. Yeah, they're buying tons of stuff, but the people that are buying tons of stuff are the people that live in my apartment building who obviously don't make good financial decisions.
You know,
See, that's how you do it right there. That's proper sneeze and cough etiquette.
I'll just sneeze and cough on your
Turned
food
away,
Cough
went to
in
the
his
elbow. Anyway, so normally I would have 3 packages for my apartment buildings. Now it's like I'm going in every building every day.
You know,
Like, the greatest amount of my parcels for any section of my route is for the apartments. They're all just making horrible financial decisions. Like, it's not just Amazon. It's like weaves is a hot commodity. Like, a lot of and weaves apparently are very expensive, so they have to be signed for. I didn't realize
Oh.
this, but a lot of them do require a signature. A lot of shoes, a lot of fancy shoe companies I've never heard of.
huh?
Like, something about, like, Saks.
No, that's normal.
That's a normal shoe company.
Well, it's a normal store. I mean,
Like Saks Fifth Avenue or something
Yeah.
like that.
the one at our local outlet mall was going out of business. I bought like a dress there for like $5.
Oh,
It had
well,
been, like,
this lady's got
300
like
or something.
3 orders of shoes from these people. So,
Yeah, it's just an apartment
you know,
store
one
kind of thing.
bedroom apartment. She has more shoes than she has rooms.
Yeah.
I have 2 pairs of unworn shoes that are
Ooh,
backup shoes.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest advice I've ever heard in my life. If you ever find a pair of shoes you like, you buy 2 pairs.
Mhm.
Avery got me a pair for Christmas, like 2 Christmases ago. It's the best pair of shoes I've ever owned. Can't find them anymore. Stop making them. They're still holding together. The soles ain't worn out or nothing.
Well, if
He
you
was pretty
remember,
proud of
that
those.
was our go-to gift for your dad for a long
Oh, yeah,
time. He
'cause-
always got the same shoes.
Yeah, because he only wanted those Wolverine Frankenstein style shoes.
Yeah.
It looked like something Frankenstein would wear in a monster movie.
Now you gotta like search for them.
Mm.
Brian says his trailer park takes up half his truck every day. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's people who are already making bad financial decisions. I'm delivering everything to, and there's this
That's
other.
how they got there.
Oh, I understand. But they're getting this extra $600 a week now.
You know,
So, like, I thought that once the stimulus money was gone, and like 2 weeks after everybody got their stimulus, I was like, why the hell do we still have all these parcels for garbage? It's not like essentials. Obviously, it's not essentials.
you know.
And then somebody said, well, they're getting an extra $600 a week they weren't getting when they were working. I was like, well, there we go. So, one of the things that has... Are you trying to fly away over there, Calvin? What's going on, man?
My hand hurts.
Why is he not on camera?
Because he kept moving his chair that way when we first started. Usually where his headset was originally before it got moved 2 feet that way. He would have been there.
All right, there we go. Now you're kind of on camera.
Your mic is totally blocking his entire face.
That's how it is with everybody on that side.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can't see me either.
You can see you.
Well, I mean, I'm stuck behind the mic,
Anyway.
but-
So I'm sick of that shit. I'm glad people are starting to go back to work because while y'all were sitting at home, I was at work doing twice the work. Didn't care for it. Wasn't fun.
I was cleaning.
Didn't like it. You did more than anyone else.
Well, I'm going back to work, and I'm going to be making a lot less money.
You're not going to be making a lot less. You're going to be making more.
Yeah.
While you were at work, I was at home making loan payments to my house.
Yes, Calvin. Calvin is living an adult life in Animal Crossing.
Just got to worry about
It's
fake
very
art
stressful.
and everything.
I've got my 3rd room.
He is talking about Animal Crossing has upgraded his house. I don't understand Animal Crossing. Like,
Ryan is excited. He has the Animal Crossing segment like capitalized in the chat right now.
I don't understand it. Like, you run around all day and you work on a fake island to pay
Yeah.
off your fake house. Apparently now there's like a serious problem with art forgeries going on.
Yes.
I don't understand that.
He bought a fake one yesterday.
That's true. He does already have more rooms than the customers on my run.
I wanted that statue.
It was definitely fake.
Hang on. If you get fake art, can't you still put it in your house? You just can't
Yeah.
donate it to the museum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I put that one painting in my kitchen.
which your house looks like a trailer park threw up on it. Let's just be clear,
No,
Calvin.
listen.
You've shown it to me. First of all, you're dressed like Elton John in like
He's
a
changed.
velvet suit
He's
with a
changed.
tiara
No.
and blue hair.
I believe
You
that
were.
he's changed because he changes every day in real life. I'm pretty sure there's like 12 costume changes in Animal
That's
Crossing.
a good point. But his whole place looked like a trailer park just exploded. There was like teddy bears on his lawn.
Yeah.
There was bird bass in his
I
kitchen.
do believe there was a toilet out on the lawn.
There was a couple toilets out on his lawn. He had a gold nugget with a fence around it so nobody
yeah.
could get to it.
No,
Yeah.
I cleaned
Some
that up.
flamingos. Don't forget about the flamingos.
Those are over. I think they're in my storage. I don't know.
He's lost his flamingos.
Yeah,
His
so
place is just full of
No,
everything.
No,
Ryan.
my flamingos.
Everything.
My flamingos are in the zone.
in the zone.
Oh, I do
don't know
have
what
to
that means.
apparently send out more friend requests on Animal Crossing due to people at work yesterday who
Figuring
were.
out that you play Animal
Yes, they
Crossing.
were talking about Animal Crossing and they screamed throughout the thing, "Oh my god, if you play Animal Crossing, you have to friend me!" And like they freaked out.
So Animal Crossing's the new Pokemon Go, I guess.
I guess.
Animal Crossing's always been a big thing, but it's even bigger now because everybody's stuck at home and it's the new release while you're stuck at home that even kids can play.
No, Animal Crossing is like the new Fortnite.
No, it's not the new Fortnite. So Ryan asked if we ever got Switch Lite. Yes, Jazz
Yeah.
got a Switch Lite. Calvin got a Switch Lite. So I have my original Switch back that I can use on an occasion.
Yes.
There was too much chaos with only one Switch in the house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mostly I just use it for Tetris 99. And
Smash
that's it.
Bros.
I like the original Switch. The screen's bigger. I'm only going to use it on the couch anyway. Doesn't matter. I'm not traveling with it. I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter anyway because I've been playing nothing but 7 Days to Die.
Yeah, that's a better game.
We were playing it on the console, and then we found out they stopped updating on the console, and then we bought it on the computer, and that's now consumed every free moment of the day.
That's all.
I
they
enjoy
do
it, though.
anymore.
Huh?
Said I enjoy it.
I do too, yeah. Tell you you're right. Say it. Tell me I'm right. I don't know what to tell you you're right about. You're going to have to tell me what I'm supposed to tell you you're right about, Ryan. This will be
Does
so
it-
much easier when he's sitting in the chair over there.
Does it really matter? You're just gonna tell him he's wrong no matter what he says.
I don't know that. He might be right. He is the reason we're playing 7 Days to Die. Yeah, he did tell me to play it on the PC.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was a completely different game on the PC because they haven't updated it on the console in like 2 years.
I haven't seen them too much on the PC, but watching them play on the console, it looked like a really upgraded Minecraft.
Yeah, but it was buggy as
Yeah.
hell. It looked like shit. You couldn't do half the stuff you can do in the PC. The PC on the lowest settings looks twice better than what it does on the console.
That
Maybe
is so
that's
not
just
true.
your TV.
Oh, well, it doesn't.
I can't even say a face of a zombie. You see
Oh.
like some eyes ish, and it looks
Wow.
like blurry, and it's like 12 times worse.
You
than
need
the
a better
the
computer.
thing.
You got that? You got that stimulus? Go get you a better PC, man.
I'm gonna finish my tattoo.
You.
I
So
mean-
Calvin apparently burned us and I missed it. What'd you say, Calvin?
Maybe it was just your TV.
No, it wasn't the TV. Well, it was a piece of garbage TV. We had to buy a new one.
To be fair, my computer only cost me like $200-300.
Brian says it's okay. He talks over Bruce's jokes too.
Yeah,
So good point.
just trying to make it like a normal show, right?
Yeah, you're Bruce.
Hey, Dad. Talking about burns, I burned my hand
Yeah, Calvin burned his hand. Tell everybody how you did it, Calvin.
on an iron.
On an iron. He burned his hand on a hot iron.
Playing with perler beads. Or
Which
cleaning up from perler beads.
is whatever.
To be fair.
He's not allowed to use the iron, so I mean, it was an
Yeah.
accident.
He touched the iron.
I didn't notice it until I go outside.
You were.
Literally, he didn't notice his hand was burned.
Ryan said
till like
those
10 minutes
costumes won't
later.
get the wrinkles out themselves. Which is a good point. But so what have we learned when you burnt your hand on the iron?
If you burn your hand on the iron, don't play with the puppy or
How about we go back before that? How about we take a step before if you burn your hand on the iron? What have we learned about the iron and our flesh?
It'll scare you to death.
Not
Does it hurt?
okay. How about we don't touch an iron on the hot part? Have we learned to not touch a hot iron on the hot part?
Have we learned to look at our surroundings before throwing our hands around?
Yeah, that.
Maybe let's just back it up to that before the burn.
Yeah,
So
that.
yeah, show the camera your hand because it is a kind of a bad burn.
I don't
You
think I
can't
can
see it.
You probably can't, but it's like a line. It looks like It looks like a cartoon. It's like in Home Alone.
Put your hand right here, bud, if you can.
Yeah, put your hand in front of your mom's face. He's going to tear up everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
No, but
see
you
it.
can
You can see that
see
there.
it there.
Nice
Why is
straight
the
line.
iron out unintended? It had been unplugged for like 10 minutes, and it was on the ironing board where it belongs, and it was waiting to be cooled off to set it up. And he's 9 years old. I didn't think he was going to be constantly trying to touch a hot iron. I thought we were past that stage of his life.
You
He
never
wasn't-
passed
he
that
wasn't
stage of your life.
trying to touch it. I asked him to put his perler beads away. It was sitting there cooling,
And then he
Put
touched
in a
it.
bad spot.
And it's a huge table. It's not like it's a tiny table. It's
And
not like he
actually,
had to be
where
right
he-
up on it.
where he put the extra perler beads was not where I meant for him to go. I meant him to go back in the basket where they came from. Instead, he stacked them on the table.
Okay, whatever. But
Just saying.
we now know that we don't touch a hot iron, correct?
Even with puppies around.
You didn't think your son would do something a normal human wouldn't. Let me get you Avery's number again.
That's a good point. It's just at 9 years old. Like, you think you've got, the simple things covered. You don't eat off the floor.
Well,
5-second rule?
No, there is
See?
no 5-second rule, especially in a house with a dog. There's no 5-second rule.
Oh, no.
So, I guess I'm just wrong. But then again, last week, Jazz was fixing steak. Okay, I'm getting feedback. I'm hearing myself back, and that is not the way this is supposed to work.
I don't know from where
I don't either.
or
I think
why.
that maybe the input on this.
And before
is
you go into that
giving
story,
some feedback.
I was trying to say that you should have known better because everybody does stupid shit like that no matter what. I was like 13 when I burnt my leg on a muffler of a car, and I do believe since moving in with you guys, I've done that here too.
You
I
burnt your leg on a muffler of a car?
Yes.
How does that happen?
Well, you put shit all the way in the back of the trunk when you're leaning and it sticks out. You burn your fucking leg. It hurts. I have like
Kid-friendly
5
show.
scars.
Come on, watch your mouth. You're not a sailor.
I stepped on a curling iron once.
Why is the curling iron on the floor, Michael Scott?
That one doesn't even cook bacon, okay?
I like waking up to the smell of burning hair.
I had set it in the floor because I didn't have anywhere to set it.
What?
I don't remember. I was like in high school.
That is way too old to
Oh
be
my
setting a
gosh.
curling iron in the floor, you idiot.
She was trying to burn the house down.
Was it here?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
No. It's okay. I survived.
You set it in the floor.
Yeah, it had like a little stand thing, and I just set it down on the floor.
Okay, so Amy stepped on a curling iron.
But I was a teenager.
Calvin touched a
and-
hot iron, and then my favorite one was last week.
Yep.
Jazz was making steaks with iron skillets.
Never used an iron skillet in my life.
And, the whole thing's made out of iron. It's just a cast iron skillet. And then she grabs the handle up
Yep.
near the burny part and is shocked when it burns her hand. It's all
What do you mean
iron.
up near the burny part? There is no near the burny part. The whole thing's a burny part, apparently.
Yes, that's my point. But sometimes you can grab it if you go real far back because the heat hasn't made it all the way down
Well, it
that
had
iron
because
handle.
that's where I fucking grabbed
Well,
it.
you had it way too fucking hot.
Language.
Eh,
Sailor.
same word. It's been cleared.
It hasn't been cleared.
It has.
Mine's been being beeped.
I do what I want.
Nobody cares if you think you can do what you want. Especially one made long ago had no safety features.
Eh.
I'm just saying.
Never used an iron skillet before. It was habit to just reach and grab my handle of my pan. To be fair, the next day you couldn't see my burn unlike your son's. My burn has completely gone
Okay.
and completely was disappeared the next day. So obviously I didn't grab it too bad.
It's still on you though.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that it wasn't on me.
My burn was it was feeling fine the exact next day until Puppy scratched it open.
Yeah. That
Wow.
happened.
The dog is a vicious creature now. He is.
Unless I'm in the kitchen. Then I'm safe.
He no longer has little sharp, but not as sharp puppy teeth. His teeth are getting keener, and he is breaking the skin occasionally. And I don't know how to break him of this. I'm thinking I'm just going to start biting him back. I'm thinking
Well,
I'm going to show him what
The
it
thing
feels
is
like.
that everybody has to do the same thing and play the same way where it's not with your hands and head and stuff like that.
Yeah,
or else
maybe
you
if
won't learn.
We don't want him to bite our face. We don't put our face on the floor next to him.
Also, this week he acted all sweet and acted like he was wanting to go to sleep. and crawled up and like got in my lap and then
I've
kind of
heard
made
this before.
those puppy dog eyes and kind of scratched my stomach, acting like he wanted to be held because he was cold.
Yeah.
So I pick him up and he sits there all calm for like 10 seconds. Then he reaches over and he bites my beard. And his
He
teeth
just
got
wanted
caught in it
your
and he started
beard.
yanking on it. And he is a little shithead who is a vicious. It's a good thing he's small or he would have already killed somebody.
That's probably true.
Well, I heard that a French bulldog killed their owner sometime this week.
We're talking about that.
I don't. Your mom told me, and I never.
I feel like it
Verified
had to
it.
be like a quadriplegic and it just smothered him by sitting on his face.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Sounds like the perfect dog for the family. Bruce says, yeah, I mean, he's an asshole. He fits right in.
But he's so
Major asshole.
cute when he does it, though.
Until he breaks the skin.
I did say to you that I almost yeeted him the other day.
You almost what?
Yeeted him.
Amy read
Yeeted.
the word yeet on Twitter, and she's been trying to use it in casual conversation now.
No,
I've never
Calvin's-
heard that word and still have no
Calvin-
idea what that means.
Calvin's YouTube videos say it a lot, and I had to look it up because I wasn't sure if it was a bad thing.
So
or
what
not.
does it mean? Because I'm
To,
still
like, Toss
confused.
something like just
Oh, okay.
yeet.
Yeah.
Never heard that before.
Yeah,
It's like you kick something off a cliff, you yeeted that right off the cliff.
Watch this. Watch this. Yeet.
Yeah, she just kind of yeeted that guitar pick right at you there.
I'm just gonna clean it up
It's
now.
a sad, shallow attempt to be cool,
Yes.
is what it is.
There's guitar picks all over the floor anyway. I'm looking at one under the table that wasn't there before
It's like
too.
it's
I
like our
just,
confetti. It's like the show confetti. Like
all over the table.
what you don't know is
too.
I come in here and I get down to my G string and I just throw those up in the air and make it rain while I dance around to "Genie in a Bottle" by Christina Aguilera.
So that's where you disappear to sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I'm out here blowing off steam. Got to get my dance on.
Talking about the dog.
Yeah.
One time he bit your beard, and one time
Talking to the microphone.
one time he bit you, and then he ran over to Mammal's lap and gave her puppy eyes.
That's all the time. He does that all the time. He will bite me as hard as he can, and when I yelp in pain, he runs over to somebody's lap and looks up at him like, I didn't do nothing. He's lying on me.
Then runs back and tries it again.
Yeah, and then when nobody's paying attention to him, he comes back and bites me again.
He can fit
Ryan
his
said
whole.
that's what grandkids do.
They bite.
Congratulations.
Nope.
That puppy
Nope.
is Jason's brother.
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Speaking of the puppy, we have a picture that will annoy the shit out of
Yeah,
Jason.
put this on the thing. Put this on the thing. This shirt fucking angers me. It's not okay.
I want to start before they see this.
I want to speak to
I
the puppy
asked-
designer.
If we were dressing the dog up every day and I have not seen that dog out of that shirt since you guys got that shirt and was told, no, this is just for when he's cold and on occasion.
I didn't say this.
And I've heard people talk about buying him a dress because no
dress?
one's
He's
going to
a
know
boy.
that he's
I
a
know,
boy.
But they are so
You're
cute.
not buying the dog a dress. We're not gonna have a cross-dressing dog. When he grows up, if he decides to cross-dress, he can.
Hey, Dad.
It was an adorable dress.
I want to know why we're
that
dressing
dog
the dog
can
up
fit
every
your
day.
whole entire wrist.
You
I
can't
know.
pet the dog in a shirt.
Well, you can rub the shirt.
I don't want to rub a shirt. I want to pet a dog if I'm petting
so
a
here's
dog.
the shirt. Switch the camera to show him this shirt. This little animal here. What the hell's going on here? What'd you do?
I
Did you
didn't do
break?
nothing.
Did you break the thing?
No.
I see the picture.
The
but
Elgato
they
is not working. Did you not check this before we did the thing?
What?
I went through all the cameras.
Did you check the Elgato? That's
The
on
TV
camera.
wasn't on. Remember, you were having issues with the TV when I was checking things.
Well, you should check it after that. But okay.
Well, can we
Well,
fix
it's too
it
late
now?
No, it's too late now. We'd have to
No.
restart the stream. So just go back to the normal screen. You've destroyed everything.
Yeah,
You're
hold on.
worthless.
Hold on.
Let's just
Whatever.
show a picture to
How
that.
are you gonna show the thing?
I can
I'll
do
put the
this.
picture on Facebook, and then they'll have to actually come look at the Facebook.
Or Instagram.
Why, Mom's just
I
gonna
don't-
put it up to the camera.
Yeah, you can't see that. Switch to that camera. I don't. Maybe you could see it if we do that.
Ah, there you
Can
go.
you guys
God.
see that?
Ish,
Do you
but
have cerebral palsy? Jesus, hold still.
that just made it worse.
Giving me a seizure.
Okay.
Anyway, as
so-
you see, it's like a t-shirt,
Nope, not the one I wanted.
and it has a pocket.
Oh God.
The problem I have with this shirt is that pocket is on his back. Now, if we're going to pretend
Oh, it
like the
works.
dog is a human,
Oh, that's me. Never mind.
try it again. Now that you swapped off of it and swapped back onto it. It's not working.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on. I think something's went wrong with our computer, and we're gonna have to work on something. Anyway, so I have it's supposed to be like a human style shirt.
With
He's a-
stripes on it.
He's a dog, but it's supposed to look like a shirt that a child would wear. That looks like it came out of the toddlers department of the Walmarts.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
I have never seen a shirt that had a pocket on the back shoulder blade.
It would be hard
This
to
is
reach
completely retarded. If you want to put a pocket on a puppy shirt, it goes under the chest.
Well, then you can't.
He
see
can't even
it.
reach that with his paw. It's not for you to see. A pocket is a utility, Amy.
What is a dog going to use a pocket for?
Cigarettes.
They're not going to chew it up immediately
Cigarettes,
anyway.
treats, sticks, a piece of a bone.
Still haven't heard anything he's not going to chew up immediately.
Well,
a piece of paper.
My issue was that it's not really functioning. One,
no,
because it's
no,
on the back.
it
It's
functions.
Got, it has. It's open. You can.
What
put
it
stuff
should
in
be is a little hole on the back, and it should be at the top middle so that you can put the damn collar through it, so you can still put him on the leash.
That makes sense, actually, because you do have to put him on there like a cat harness.
So I was, thinking that could have been a nice little usage
I
that
mean,
would at least make it make sense.
Post the picture in Slack, at least.
Okay.
Because the people who are a part of this show, like, routinely, but when there's not a pandemic, haven't seen the picture, and they're lamenting it. Amy showed it while it was having an earthquake for a minute. That's true. But, so the other day, I did find out what it's good for, is he was attacking me, and he had a hold of my arm skin, and, wouldn't let go, and I picked him up by the pocket. I stuck a finger in that pocket and picked him up
Just
by
lifted.
the pocket and lifted him up.
That's
I don't
fine.
want you doing that. This was an emergency situation, Calvin. So
You
I
don't
want
have
you
any
picking him up
emergency situations.
by the pocket.
So in general, I guess.
Yeah, whatever. So yeah, I don't like this shirt. It shouldn't have a pocket on the back.
It shouldn't have
And the
a pocket
dog
at
likes
all.
the shirt because I think the dog's always cold because he's a tiny creature. He's a tiny, tiny dog. And I think he's always cold except for when he's running around causing terror.
Which is every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours for 45 minutes, and then he's calm for 10, and then he goes to sleep for 2 hours. This dog sleeps like Amy sleeps. She is on puppy nap schedule. I don't know what she's going to do when she goes back to work.
See, the problem is I've already spoke to Edith this morning. Edith doesn't know what the puppy's going to do when the permanent bedtime fixture on the chair is at work.
Oh, that's good. It's going to cause problems. It's going to cause
Edith is-
serious disruption in the puppy's life.
Yes. Edith does not know how Pippin's going to handle getting up on that chair to go sleep with Amy and she not being there.
Yeah, it's going to be an issue.
I think it's going to be an issue for your mom, too, because then she's still going to have to watch him.
Yeah, true.
Talking about the dog, when he goes to sleep, he crawls up on mom's lap, and, up on her shoulder, so he's like a parrot.
Like a cockatiel. He's a cockatiel. Cockatoo? Cockatiel.
Those both are birds.
I think they're different birds.
Cockaboo.
They are, but they're both birds.
Yeah.
Cockatoo.
Okay.
Ryan did say, can you rig up a system of a pile of dog treats and a homemade claw machine with this dog at the head? Just some quarantine fun.
You probably could. He will bite anything.
Yeah, he will.
Especially if he doesn't think you want him to bite it.
Oh, and he
He'll bite
doesn't
it.
let go.
Oh, no. Amy bought a food dehydrator the other day so she can make
did.
some homemade beef jerky. Now, she bought this whenever she knew she was going back to work in a week, as opposed to when quarantine started and she knew she had at least a 2-month leave time.
It was for Mother's Day. I bought myself
Okay,
a present.
whatever. You got lots of other stuff for Mother's
I
Day.
did.
So she got it the other day, and I brought the box in from the porch where Amazon had delivered it, and the puppy just starts chewing on it. He chewed on it for like 15 minutes on the corner of the box.
Oh, yeah, he chews on the corner of your Coke boxes because that's a barrier, and he can now chew up the photo album on the fireplace.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
So
I've
we
pointed
need
that
to
out several times.
Move the photo album.
Yeah,
What-
I've asked her
I
to
don't
put it
know
a
which
couple
one you're
times.
talking about.
What
but
photo
The
album?
corner that's under the basket of
It's got, like,
onions,
his schoolwork and
where he
stuff.
put his old school work
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff.
Yeah. So we need to move that.
Yeah,
You mean my book?
Yes.
but soon he's gonna be able to get up on there because
Oh, he's gonna be on the fireplace in a
this
week.
morning I sat down just on the floor and he pretty much hopped up onto my chest almost just by jumping.
No,
like-
he made a spot in the chair because we got about that new living room suite last summer.
Yeah,
He made a spot in the chair where when he wants to get up on the chair, instead of like asking like a normal dog or standing up there and whining or... Oh, he has all the chew toys. You can't walk in this house for Calvin's toys and the dog's toys.
Yeah.
Oh, and his chew toys, that he just eats them now.
Yeah, no, he chews
goes
them
through
to
them.
the point that they no longer exist.
We threw
gotta
away
take
a
them away.
silicone one the other day because he literally chewed pieces off of it
Yeah.
the first day he got it.
He's also eating the pool noodles again.
Yeah.
No, I gotta stop that.
Well, I saw a piece of pool noodle on the floor.
Pick it up and throw it away.
Yes.
That's what I did.
Which I don't know if he could fit under the couch anymore. We originally had to put pole noodles under the edge of the couch because he could get under the couch.
Well, the bread stand, like we have these baskets in the kitchen that you pull out and it holds our bread. He got stuck under there the other day.
Oh,
His
yeah,
butt
so
got stuck.
He's getting bigger. He used to be able to go under there and come out the other side at full speed.
The problem is he still thinks he's the same
Yeah,
size.
he's not. He's going to figure that out and get stuck under a couch or something.
I was doing something at the counter. I turned around to see what he was doing because he was being quiet, and his little butt was stuck under the bread basket.
And that's how you know something's wrong, when it's quiet.
So, I mean, like, he's doing better with the potty training.
Yes.
He's doing much better.
So, I'm not going to whine as much about that. He still has some progress to make. The other day, he was on a pad, and his butt was hanging off, and he's shitting the floor. And I'm like, I'm going to let this one go because you thought you were good, but you weren't. Yeah, so, I don't know, man. Like, he's an annoying little shit. What do you want from me?
But you like him.
But he's so cute.
In very small doses. I can't handle him for long, and I gave him chicken nuggets the other day and roast beef, and everybody's mad at me about that because now he thinks everybody needs to share their food with him.
Yeah, I already confessed to your mom. You're not the first person who fed him. That was me. He just takes stuff nicely from me and is very nice about it.
Oh, he takes it
and
nicely
behave.
from me, too.
The cutest thing is giving him a french fry because he really doesn't know what to do with them. He plays with the french fries.
Okay, that sounds messy. Let's not
I
give
thought
him any
that
more
you
french
had
fries.
almost lost your finger with that roast
With
beef.
the roast beef, yeah. He really liked the roast beef. That was
Yeah.
really a thing.
Even with hamburger, there's no snapping off my finger. It's a
Oh.
gentle, I'm going to take this and chew it up and then look at you until you give me more if you're going to.
Calvin dropped a chicken nugget one day. That was his first one, and
he knew we were after it, so
he put that entire chicken nugget in his mouth.
He has a snake jaw. Let's be
Oh,
clear.
yes.
He unhinges
I
his
thought he was
jaw.
going to choke on it. I'm trying to get the chicken nugget away. I mean, there was no getting it back.
Oh, no, that's gone. I like the little highlight war we have going
Yeah,
on where they're
that's-
just highlighting random messages.
That's fine. They can do that all day long.
What did
After
they
we go off
say?
the air, they can keep doing it. They can
Oh, yeah.
fuck bitches, get money, and then Ryan said Bruce sucks.
They're just having a little highlight war.
Okay.
They spend channel points to highlight stuff.
Yeah.
It's a Twitch thing.
Yeah.
Where was I going? The puppy.
Lots of puppy.
Amazon.
Yeah.
So,
Had to call him again.
well, I've been very lenient on the Amazon people I still see out because I feel like they deserve some respect because they're still out there working. I feel like I know a bunch of them quit when all this started going down, but there's still a bunch of them that are out here working. And, like, you know, if they wave at me, I'll wave back at them. Normally, when I'm on my route and they throw their hand up at me, I'll wave at the FedEx guy. I'll wave at the UPS guy. Amazon, I'm like,
You're out.
nope, not today. So, one of them, because they pay you for Bruce says he's returned more Amazon things to Amazon since this started ever. I'm not saying they're being
believe that.
good. I'm just saying I have a tiny bit more respect for them, for the ones that stuck it out and they're still working.
It's like
Doing
the
their
best
job.
of the worst are actually still left
I
there.
mean, they're still horrible. Don't get me wrong.
Well, that's why I said the best of the worst,
But
you
these
know.
people, you know, have some sense of civility and you know, there's a job to do and I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
They're making horrible decisions in their life, but that's fine. Like, I give them more respect right now. Now, when this whole thing's over, they go fuck back off.
Maybe we can get our shit in 2 days again.
Yeah, whatever.
That's not happening.
So, like, one of them waved at me the other day, and I waved back at her.
Yeah.
It's like the first time I'd ever waved at an Amazon guy. I was very conflicted, or Amazon person, sorry, she
Whatever.
was a female. And I was very conflicted about it for like the next hour on my route. So I probably misdelivered half my route because I was thinking, I was like, should I have waved? I don't know. Like, I got a little bit more respect. Like, it's not like she's UPS or FedEx. Like,
but she's still there.
Like, FedEx sucks. I mean, she's better than DHL probably, but I don't know. It's a close tie. And then, like, the next day, I had something brought. Like, I forgot what I had brought. But something showed up here. And the Amazon drivers had gotten such a habit of turning around in the middle of my yard. One time they went all the way up to the garden. Like, they just turned around in my yard. That we had bought reflectors and put them down the side of my driveway,
Yep.
hoping to keep them out of my yard. There was an Amazon driver the other day who just said, fuck these reflectors. They don't mean stay out of the yard and don't hit me.
I mean, they stand like a good 3 feet.
Oh, yeah. No, they're more than that. They're like 4 foot tall.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they were just like, this is like the guy got in the airplane in. This is where I'm supposed to go, is right over these reflectors.
Yes.
And so that's what they did. They ran over 2 of my reflectors
Drove over them.
and then drove off.
Yep.
Didn't get out and try to fix them or act like they
Nope.
didn't do it. No, they just drove
Flattened
off.
on the ground.
I'm trying not to, dude. And when I try not to swear, Ryan says, I like how Jason swore more on this show than any other one. When I try not to, it makes it so much worse.
Oh yeah, I told you the first time you met my mom. I told you she had an issue with cursing, and
Yeah.
you and Amy, every other word was a curse word, and I was cracking up. And
It's hard.
It's really
to do.
hard.
That's
We're-
what she said.
oh, I was just, cracking up about it.
I don't
thought
think
it was the
I couldn't
funniest
do it
thing
all
in the
night
world.
long. Naming your tape.
Yeah.
Anyway, so runs over the reflectors, takes off. So you can't call Amazon anymore because of COVID.
Apparently.
They're worried they're going to catch it over the phone.
No.
COVID virus travels the phone wires and the waves.
I wish I could use that excuse at work.
So it's only chat. So I'm chatting with them, and I tell them what happened, and that I'm not happy about it. That they literally destroyed property this time, not just tore up the yard, but they
Yeah.
destroyed property this time. And they said, "All right, well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you a $5 credit." And I
That
lost
doesn't even
my
cover.
ever-loving mind. I was like, that doesn't even cover the cost of the stuff they tore up. A $5 credit is, I don't think, I'm going to call the cops. And I typed out, I'm going to call the cops.
Yeah.
So they transferred me to someone higher.
Oh. Sir, please
Like,
hold.
could you
We're gonna
imagine
put
calling
on-
the cops over like
Here you
2
go.
$5 reflectors? Like, sir, that's $10. That's not worth the gas for us to drive to your house. So they transferred me to somebody else.
Yeah.
And they turned it over to a claim department. I am now dealing with Amazon's insurance. And I told the lady yesterday when she called me that I wanted $12.
Yeah.
And she said, why $12? And I said, well, the reflectors are $5 a piece. And I'm going to have to drive and go get 2 more. And the only reason they exist is because of Amazon.
Right.
This dude and she's like, this is $12. It's not like this is an insurance claim. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
My $12. I want my $12. So
Did you get your $12? Or are they still reviewing?
no,
it?
wait. I gotta get pictures and stuff. I haven't done anything else. I don't know if it's worth my time for the $12. I've just made them file an insurance claim and all this. That's when the doctor's office left me in a room asleep for 4 hours and forgot I was in there, and then gave me 5 $1 McBucks as a we are sorry. I believe I would have tore him up right in front of him. I believe I'd have been like, no.
God.
And what kind of doctor's office gives you McDonald's certificates? What is this? Is it a
Like-
heart doctor?
I don't.
Do they just hand out cigarettes too?
I just
mean,
didn't want to ask what kind of doctor. I thought doctor might be code for something because he's trying to put earmuffs for Calvin. He was somewhere else. I'm sure of it.
And why did you sit there for 4 hours? I would have went looking
he
for
fell
somebody after
asleep.
an hour. I'd have been like, hey, did that 28 days later thing happen while I was in this room? Are we in a land of the Walking Dead now?
Maybe.
You hear it? I'm hearing it back. I
I
think your
hear
phone's
it.
up. Your phone is on. You've got a little volume on your phone, and that's what's been driving me crazy.
Okay, new subject, and we'll
No.
No, we've already covered Animal
Apparently,
Crossing
it
for
was
the day.
a real Michael Scott operation.
It must have been. They all left him in there. It was probably a bet 2 of them had. Like, let's see how long this dude will sit in here. It was like a psychological experiment. Like, everybody they brought in that day, they left in the room to see when they would break and leave. And finally,
Yeah.
they just come in. It's like, dude, I guess you're not going to leave. Here's some McDonald's gift certificates. Get out of here.
Go away.
It's like the Annie experiment with Abed,
Yep.
where he sat there for 2 days.
I remember that one.
No, but so I don't know. I may just go buy the reflectors and never finish the claim. I gotta
Yeah.
take pictures. I gotta fill out paperwork.
Sounds like a lot of work for you compared to what you're
Yeah.
getting.
Speaking of Amazon, well, and then plus I'm still gonna put the reflectors back up even if they pay for them.
True.
Speaking of Amazon, Avery coughed the other day because
Yep.
he's like me and he has some seasonal allergies and they seem to be worse in the morning after you've slept all night and you hack up some stuff in the morning, then you're good the rest of the day. So he goes into
Put a moat with a drawbridge.
I'm thinking about buying a parcel locker and just putting it at the end of the driveway and just let him stick everything in it. Which we have a TV coming Tuesday. That's gonna be fun to see how that works out.
I think that said that they would bring it in for you and set it up.
Set it up.
I gotta read the thing, but I think they might set it up for you. I don't know.
And put the wall mount on the wall? Because if they'll do that, I'll buy that dude a 6-pack of beer.
I don't know, but
I don't
want
wanna
to
do any of that.
Make sure we have some cash for a tip. So.
Okay. That's all
I'll
I have.
have
My
to-
bank card broke since the bank's closed. And I can't get a new bank card. My bank card's broke.
I don't think delivery drivers can take debit cards.
Well, I'm just saying. That's all I have is cash anymore. If I have money, it's in cash format now.
Oh,
I'm old school.
Okay.
I'm analog money now.
Okay.
Anyway, where are we going with this? TV.
You said speaking of Amazon, I don't know.
But we didn't order it from Amazon, so.
No. Avery
Yes.
went in with a cough
Coughing.
the other day. And Amazon is so gun shy. They're like, why are you coughing? He's like, I don't know, man. I got allergies. Go home 2 weeks. Quarantine.
Yeah, they like sent him
And
to a
paid.
telehealth doctor and
Yeah.
things, and the doctor was what told him to quarantine.
Well, we got a new memo about our safety and health and stuff too. Even if you have secondary contact with COVID people, you're good. Just come on in as long as you don't have a fever. You're here.
Oh, that's nice.
I have sent now 2 people home for puking at work though, in the past week.
That's just a lot of drinking going on. I don't think puking is a symptom of the
I
Rona.
think it can be. It's just like one of those like not
Super weird
as-
ones?
They were
yeah.
emotional related.
people puke over emotions now.
Yeah, that.
I've never been
happens.
so emotional I puked.
I have so.
What?
It does happen.
I have.
Mine wasn't
Um,
emotional,
You've
but
been
when
so
this
emotional you puked.
Yeah,
when
when I've
they-
been crying over food, I puke sometimes.
One of them was an anxiety-induced thing because they did not take their meds.
Okay, anxiety I understand. That's not emotion. That's
And
anxiety
they got
is a mental illness.
overwhelmed with
Making
being
coffee?
very upset and anxious and stuff at home. And they came in and said, I threw up twice before I came in, but this is why. They won't fill my prescription till tomorrow, but I had to send them home because they had puked. Like,
See,
that's just the
They
rule.
just don't make them like they used to. Like, my buddy Doug, God rest his soul. Bruce knows Doug. My buddy Doug, there was one day he come in the morning, was still drunk when he got to work. Had sobered up by the time it was time to go to route. And he puked all day long. Customers were calling in, your man is super sick out here. I just saw him puke on the windshield of his mail truck. He just wiped it off with some of those shitty brown paper towels. He was driving down the street, puking with the door open. Like, they just don't make him like that anymore. Like, Doug was like a genuine, like, hero. Like,
I went to work at 3 a.m. with walking pneumonia.
okay. Maybe you could be in Doug's league, but
Just saying.
most of these people nowadays, they could never be a Doug.
she tried to go to work that one time that she was
Yes,
puking,
I wanted to go to work. I was going to go do truck.
and she couldn't make it
was.
down the hallway.
No, I
so-
couldn't make it off the bed. I stepped off the bed and hit the floor because I apparently couldn't walk.
Yeah.
But I was still convinced, telling everybody, no, I have work in an hour. I'm getting ready for work.
Ryan just said he watched Jufro, who's a guy that works at my station, puke up a pack of
Dear
goldfish on the route in 100-degree heat while I was supervising. You see what I mean? Like, he's part of that old breed too, though. He's been around for a while. Like, you know, I've puked at work on the mail route. I don't go back. I don't say I'm sick, I'm going home. No,
If I puke at work, I'm going home.
I don't.
I don't either.
This-
Well, I have to
This
now.
shit's got to get delivered, and it's on me. I don't go home till the job's fucking done.
Yeah.
When I puke at school, they still don't send me home. They say you have to puke twice to go home.
Well, that's because so many of you were in the bathroom being bulimic to go home. They learned your tricks.
He doesn't know what that even means.
Well, there is. Bruce says there's also a big difference between doing it at 20 and 35. And let's be clear, Doug was like 40-something when he was doing this. It was even harder on him than what it is most of the time.
Apparently. That's the line.
That's why I pretty much don't drink anymore. I can't handle the day after. It just gets worse as you get older.
If I remember correctly, that day, Doug walked out to his truck as soon as, we got done working and opened up his cooler and had about 4 or 5 more beers in the parking lot before he hit the road.
Yeah.
Probably made him feel better.
I don't know, man. All I know is that was greasy puke. That truck, you could see the puke smear
Oh, God.
on the inside of the window. It was greasy. I think he had some really good pizza the night before with that beer.
I don't know if
It
he's
was
puking it
greasy.
all up. Is it really that good?
Well, it wasn't the pizza's fault.
Well, I think the sheer volume he ate must have meant it was good. You wouldn't eat that much bad pizza.
One time I got so excited that I puked.
You got so excited that you puked. What are you, a puppy? What is going on here? What did you
Okay.
get so excited you puked
Wait,
about?
I've seen him walk on all fours.
It's true. Hang on,
I
before
have
we
heard
move
him
on.
bark.
I do tell him no a lot.
Before we move on, I just want to say I miss Doug. Go on. How did you get so excited you puked?
Okay, so me and Mom were driving to
Talking
a
to the
movie.
microphone.
Me and Mom were driving to a movie, and by the time we were turning in the movie theater, I was like, I puked.
But why were you excited?
Because it was a movie I've been waiting for like a month.
We
but
did,
you
but
go to
you,
the theater all the time.
you puked, and then we, guess what? Had to turn around and come home.
I was like,
Not go to a movie.
I was like, no,
Not
I
go to a
want to go to
movie.
the movie. I want to go to the
You
movie.
had puked all over my car.
You used to get car sick, dude. Like, I know you don't remember
Ryan
this,
said when he upgraded his Animal Crossing house.
but you used to get car sick. Like, every time we would go anywhere, it was a guarantee that if we went from here to like 10 miles up the road, you were going to be puking.
Because you were in a car.
It was so bad sometimes we would stop somewhere and wait a little while
To
and
make
then
sure-
start moving again.
You want to know why I puked?
No, you were too young to know. You don't know why you puked.
Because the car was too hot and you guys would never turn on.
Dude,
the
I've
AC.
never been in a car that was too hot that had air conditioner.
Like it was sticky.
You can
in the
hang
car.
meat in whatever room I'm in.
The worst one was we were taking them to the aquarium up north.
Oh, I remember that one.
Oh my God, we hadn't made it up the interstate, like past
No.
the second exit.
We
when
weren't
he
even to
started
the big town
puking.
yet. No.
Yeah, and he puked the entire way up north, and that's like an hour and a half, 2 hour drive. from
Not the
here.
entire way. He puked 3 different separate times. But by the time we were prepared, we had packed other outfits.
Yes.
On a really hot day, that car still smells like baby puke. Toddler puke.
Yeah, that was not a fun trip.
I remember several movie trips that were cut short because of vomiting. Calvin, stop sending him there during the show, LOL.
What?
I don't
What?
understand the second sentence. Take him somewhere he doesn't want to go. Oh, well, no, we were taking him places he wanted to go. He was just, this is when he was a toddler.
Oh, talking about that trip to the aquarium. Remember when we surprised him with the aquarium the
Oh,
day after
God.
one of those fairs? And he had
He
won
was
that
so
fish.
upset with us.
He had won a fish at one of those fairs.
We did.
that
He
you all
didn't
had.
know where we were going on vacation.
And
Oh,
his
and
and
his
the
fish
fish
died.
died overnight, and the
And then
next
we went to
morning
the
he was asking where we
aquarium.
were going, and we said the aquarium. I think he said something
I
like,
do
"Are you
remember.
kidding me? Are you messing with
And
me?" or
started
something like
crying
that.
because we were going to the
Yeah,
aquarium.
because we took him to aquarium like the day after his fish died. His feeder goldfish. He wanted a fair that lasted a week, if
Are
that.
you guys
No,
serious?
I think it had only
Yes, we're
lasted,
going
like,
to
2
the aquarium.
days.
But it reminds me of my fish.
Which he has
I
a fish
felt so
now that
bad.
he's taken really good care of. He has a beta and a large tank.
But sadly, he's sick.
Well, he's getting better.
He is.
Him and Mom have taken very good care of him.
I ordered some different medicine yesterday to try because, he's doing better, but I want to see if I can get him all the way.
I mean, Avery had a beta whenever we got him whenever he was in elementary school that he graduated college with. Well, he didn't graduate
Right.
college, but
That thing lived forever.
I mean, that beta lived like a couple decades, it seemed like.
That's why I picked the beta.
I mean, they seem to be very
Live.
sturdy. Avery's beta got ick like 5 times. It was the only fish in the tank. How you keep getting ick, dude? Like, where are you going?
You're not allowed to know that answer.
Is a lizard a good pet these days? Well, I guess according to what kind of lizard. I think a bearded dragon would be if they could be gentle with it.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the kid too, because some are really skeptical of the skin.
I mean, they're
Of
gross looking.
amphibious
I mean, who would
creatures.
want a lizard.
They feel weird.
A lizard isn't an amphibian. An amphibian would be a frog. A lizard's a lizard.
What's a lizard then?
A lizard's a lizard.
No, it
Like a
fits
bearded
into...
dragon, a chameleon.
Yeah, they fit into a group though.
Yeah, but they're not amphibians.
They're reptiles.
Lizards are their own group.
Reptiles.
That's what it reptiles. I wasn't
that's right.
arguing with you. I was literally asking you for the word.
Would you take one over a bloodthirsty puppy, Jade? No, I stick with mammals. Mammals are the only legitimate pet to have. Speaking of mammal pets,
We've had a bearded dragon,
Avery had a bearded dragon, not we.
and I took care of it, and then it died on my birthday.
Maybe you should stop getting pets. The more we talk here, the more I think maybe you're just not a pet guy.
But, oh no.
Maybe you should get a Tamagotchi.
Is the dog gonna die?
No.
Oh no.
I mean, one day,
No.
but not soon.
Yeah, I know that.
Your train derails a lot today.
Yeah, it is, and it's not cool, because this was a really good subject I had prepared and was going to talk about today, and we were closing, or pretty close to closing, so I said, now it's time to bring up that thing, or you're going to bring it up, and I didn't, so, I have a mouse problem.
Oh god.
Yes.
And when I say mouse problem, let me be clear.
Oh,
I
was
don't
that the mousetrap
have-
that went off last
no.
night? It wasn't? Okay.
I don't have a mouse infestation. I have one mouse.
Roscoe.
I have named him Roscoe.
It has been threatened to dye a dot on this mouse's back.
I'm just gonna Sharpie him the next time I let him go.
So I have these no-kill traps. Like, we live in the woods. Like, mice are something that's gonna happen. Like, you're gonna
Yes.
get mice. Like,
Yep.
when you live in the woods like this, like, mice are just gonna, they're like, hey, here's a house. Let's go get some shit, yo.
Apparently hotels too.
And then they come in. Apparently hotels too. What are you talking about?
The hotel.
The mouse?
The mouse was on you. Everyone
Last
didn't know
summer?
why the hell you were jumping out of the goddamn beds
yeah,
and
I remember
freaking out in the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that was Roscoe.
No,
No,
they did
maybe he came home with us in the luggage. I don't know. But I don't know who was more scared, me or that mouse, when that happened.
Apparently
We
we're
were
supposed to teach it to cook.
we were both. I'm thinking about putting it in my hat and having it, cook some fine French food. So we have no kill traps because I just don't feel like killing a mouse for being a mouse.
Yeah,
I feel like if the cat gets him, that's just nature taking its course.
it's true.
So I have no kill traps, and when I catch a mouse, I take him down in the driveway and I set him free and say, "Good luck, go that way."
And then he turns around and beats you home.
He waits till I go back inside, and then he just and he runs back because this mouse is tiny. It's like the smallest mouse I've ever seen. He's like this big,
He's really tiny.
and it's to the point where I think peanut butter's his favorite food because it's what we're baiting the no-kill traps with. And he'll go in there and eat all the peanut butter, and then when I go to let him go now, he knows where the door's at. Like, I
He
set the thing
runs
down.
to the end of the trap
He
to
no,
let you
he
out.
walks to the end of the trap and waits on me. It's like,
Just sits there staring at you like, hey.
we good now,
I'm
bud?
here.
All right, raise it up. Raise it up. See you in 10. Like, seriously, it's the same one. Ron says, I had a mouse problem. I tried no-kill traps. Problem is those dumb assholes won't use them, but they love the risk of the deadly ones. And it went to it instantly when I switched.
Eh.
Oh, no, these, like, I've caught him, like, 8 times. Like, he just doesn't care. He's just like, I know the way back in better than you do, buddy.
If you're trying to catch me
What
in a
he
trap,
says is, I know there's going to be peanut butter in that. I'm coming back for more.
if you guys were trying to catch me in a trap, all you would have to do is put like a whole box of macaroni in it.
Macaroni? Just plain macaroni?
Macaroni.
Yeah,
Well,
dry.
with cheese.
With
Macaroni
cheese.
and cheese. Okay.
Anyway, so Roscoe
Yeah.
is a fixture now.
I'm thinking about just getting, like, a hamster cage and sticking him in there next time I catch him. Just give him
You're
peanut butter
gonna
every
need
third
a special like gerbil cage. I think the
Oh, a
hamster
gerbil
cages have a
cage.
little bit too big of a bar for
He's
the
really
miniature
small.
mouse that you have.
day. I'll put him in a glass aquarium with a mesh top. And
I can't clean that. You know that, right?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's how, you got the
That's
scar
how
on
I
your
got the giant scar, is having an animal in a glass aquarium. It doesn't work out well for me, apparently.
I mean, at this point, he is a pet. Like, Ryan says, I mean, mice can be pets. But, I mean, like, at this point, like, he pretty much is. Like, I've already made the decision. I'm not killing him.
You've
He
named
knows
him.
this. He knows that he's just going to be inconvenienced for, like, 20 minutes.
Jason's Ark.
Like,
And the cats won't kill him for some reason.
Yet they have a pact. They'll kill every mole that they see, but no mice.
Oh, squirrels.
Yeah, squirrels.
yeah, I think the mice
They've
do
been
have
eyeing the
some
puppy.
sort of... Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the cats will take, like, I've seen them fight deer. They'll
Yeah.
take down squirrels all the time. They'll take down moles.
They're more than take down the squirrels. They decapitate them and they cut them in half and leave them scattered for us.
But a mouse, like, I think they
They'll
have
leave
some
them
sort of
alone.
truce. I think
Yeah.
the mice have paid off the cats somehow, like the mafia. Like, they've paid protection money to the cats.
They're snitching on all the moles and the squirrels hiding places.
Maybe that's what it is.
For protection because they need the cats to protect them from everything else out
Maybe
here.
that's what it is. And so then the cats come in, or the mice just come in and, can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Like, we've caught him like 4 times now. It's the same dude.
I caught him twice in
Caught him
20
twice in one day.
Yeah.
It's the same dude. Like, he looks the same. Like, I know all mice kind of look the same, not
But
to be
this one's
mousist.
little. This one's not normal
It's
size.
his size.
He
Like,
is
you can
tiny.
tell. Like, there isn't a larger, or, yeah, it's totally, I was thinking more like Secret of Nim, but if you want to go Watership Down, that's fine, but Secret of Nim was with actual rats.
Well, these aren't
It's
rats.
one of my favorite
These
animated
are-
movies from when I was a child.
Ratatouille.
If we had rats, there would be a problem.
Bruce, I'm looking at him real close because he's in a no-kill clear trap. Like, I can
Yeah.
see him. Like, we've been eye to eye and had conversations. Like, dude, I'm not going to kill you, but you got to knock it off, man.
I
It's
keep
summer.
telling
It's
you.
outside. You'll be fine.
I keep telling you, you should take it to work with you and let it go. That way, he would never find his way
I'm
back
not,
here.
I'm not going to do that to Roscoe.
I drove
he'll
a
go out there-
mouse.
Dead.
I drove the mouse to the park one time and
No,
dropped
he'll
him
go out there and get in some bad meth, and get killed. He'll get into what's the stuff they're putting in heroin? I can't think of it right now.
Fentanyl?
He's gonna
Yeah.
find Giggle Pig.
Yeah, he'll get some fentanyl heroin out there where I work, and he won't ever recover. He'll never be the same. He'll OD. And they don't make Narcan strong enough for his little mouse nose.
Or he's just gonna jump on your car and get a free ride back.
Maybe treat him like a small business owner and he'll never want to see you again.
He doesn't own a business. He's a freeloader. He's a goddamn hippie.
Maybe you should just yell at him.
I don't think that would work either. I don't think the mouse cares.
He-
There's gonna be peanut butter in that trap. He's gonna come back, get some peanut butter, and then do this dance all over again.
like the first time I caught him, like he was terrified. Like you could tell he was running back and forth. He was scared.
oh
Like
yeah.
now when I take him out, he's just like super chill. He's like, "What's up, dude?"
The first time that trap went off, I heard him like jumping, beating down the goddamn walls of the trap, trying to get out.
Yeah, literally now when he gets trapped in there, he just kind of chills. You take him out, he's just sitting there. He walks over to the door, looks up at you, you raise the door. He doesn't even run anymore. He just kind of moseys out. He like slow mouse walks with a swagger out into the grass.
The one that we caught in my room, like during the night that you told me to bring out, was like after I picked him up, he was just like jumping all around.
Well, that's
and
because you
stuff.
were carrying him
Well, that's
around.
because you were new. I'm usually the mouse guy. He didn't know who you were.
We let him out, and he scampered away into the forest.
Yeah, and then he turned around and followed you
Probably.
right back in the door.
Well, we took him to the very end.
I've got some clay. I'll try to make a tiny little clay badge to give to him. Leave it in the trap with him.
Yeah, well, that's because Ryan said, or was it Ryan? No, Bruce said,
Bruce.
doesn't anyone named Roscoe have to be a sheriff? That's true. I do know of 2 fictional sheriffs named Roscoe. And get him a shirt with a pocket. I don't think they make them that small.
The pocket would be on the back, and Jason wouldn't be able to handle it
not
anyway.
okay. Not okay. Like, his tail's longer than he is. Like, his tail's like
That is true.
a normal mouse-sized tail.
It's not that long.
No, I'm exaggerating, of course. But, like, his body's like this long and his tail's like this long. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, what's up with your tail? I think he's a dwarf mouse. Like, I think he has mouse dwarfism. He's like,
very tiny.
he like drinks wine and knows things. I think that's what his thing is. He's like, I know where the peanut butter is.
I mean, I
Yeah.
hate
Bring
I
the
hate
dragons.
mice.
I know where they're at.
I hate mice, but this he's kind of cute.
Yeah, as soon as we found Roscoe, I was like, don't bring it near me. And then after a while, after we kept catching him, I was like, oh, I'll hold him now.
I mean, he has as much manners as the dog because after he gets caught, he poops in the trap 3 or 4 times. It's just like the dog. He's just as well trained as the dog.
Pretty much.
Dog's getting much better at
Okay.
So's the mouse. He's now chilling in the trap and not jumping around everywhere.
Yeah. So that's the mouse problem I have. Not mouse plural, mouse.
Mouse.
Singular. One guy.
Eh.
I mean,
plural would be
I
mice.
could get a snake.
Why would you want to get a snake?
No.
Well, you get a snake to control the mouse population. The problem is then you got to get mongoose to control the snakes, and then you've got to get like honey badgers to get rid of the mongoose. Like at some point, like you've just got like wild cats in your house, like
Jason's
panthers.
Ark.
There
Going
was
back to that.
There was an old lady who swallowed a cat. I don't know why she swallowed the cat. I forgot the rest of the words.
You should have made sure you knew it before you started it. Could have been cool.
She swallowed the dog to chase the cat. She swallowed the tiger to chase
She
the...
swallowed the cat
No.
to chase the rat.
God, he is your son. That is what Ryan
No,
said.
I remember this from somewhere.
It's a book.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's a children's picture book. They've made several. The lady swallowed the. They've made one
That's
for Halloween.
super
for just
creepy.
like, it is.
That reminds me of the miniseries V, where the aliens would eat the mice and just
Don't make
unhinge
him
their
nervous.
jaw. And,
He might throw up.
that's true.
Bruce.
It's more about exciting. If we get him super excited, that's when he
Mhm.
thinks he throws up. I think the kid just has a stomach like I did when I was a kid, where I just threw up all the time, like for no reason. Like I'd throw up and be like, "Ah," and then feel fine.
He used to do that.
Like I felt fine before I threw up, felt fine after I threw up. There was just like a minute there where I was yakking that
Not fine.
for whatever reason I wasn't fine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've done an hour show. Again, next week we should have the crew back in studio as the quarantine is being lifted, although there are more cases of coronavirus now than what there was when we went into quarantine. I don't know what the difference is. I don't care. We're just going to roll with it. We're going to do the thing with the thing in the room. I don't know. We might have Amy on if nobody's here, because now she thinks she's a part of the show or something, because she's done it 3 or 4 times.
Wait, if no one's here, can I come in?
No.
No.
No. No,
Dad
this was
can't
a
censor
special.
him. himself
you're
very
making
well.
Me feel unwanted.
I'm not. You can come if you want.
Uh-huh.
Calvin, you can't. This was a very special last quarantine show.
I will be
Which
wearing
I'll
a
let
mask
you-
if this room is full of people, though.
You know, if I get it, you get it, so I don't see why it matters.
My hand hurts.
True. And then there's the belief that we've already had it, so.
Yeah, it's entirely
Even people
possible
at
we had
work
it.
have told me that too.
I had the flu.
Calvin did have the flu. He got tested. and-
Dude, he's like Brick. He's like, I killed a guy. I had the flu.
So next week,
I
hopefully,
had
normal
smallpox.
hours, normalish show.
Yeah, hopefully.
I burnt down the house.
Unless things change and the governor's like, nope, shut it all down. Shut it all down.
I actually believe after the next holiday weekend, which is next weekend, that's totally possible.
All I know is that everyone's pissed at my work about how our hours are different. We closed at 6 yesterday. We went out at 6:20 to move some cones and stuff outside, and I got bitched out for we needed to make up our goddamn minds about our hours and have them posted somewhere and shit. I just wanted to yell at them and tell them to Google it. It's posted, like with the hours, and it's been this way since we opened. But
It's not your
we need to quit changing our hours.
I would just write pandemic hours.
Yeah.
That would be my hours. Pandemic
we've
hours.
put
don't know
signs
either.
up, and they've been ripped down, so we gave up on signs at the store.
What,
Put 'em
the
on the inside
customers?
of the door.
The customers rip them down?
Yeah.
Put them on the inside of the
No
door.
one goes to the door. It's got to be on the drive-through because they
Oh.
all sit in a line literally into the street after we're
I've
closed,
seen
waiting
that,
for us
yeah.
to take the
I've
orders.
seen that.
So we've started putting
It
cones
takes
out.
them a long time to figure it out. They're not
Oh
bright
yeah,
people.
no, they are not. They sit there for probably 10 minutes on that speaker waiting, and I hear them sometimes say, "Hello, is anyone going to take my order?" Like talking
No.
to this empty speaker.
And you all have one of those crappy drive-thrus where you can't get out of it without
You just
driving
go
around
through.
the building. Yeah.
Well, so we were putting cones to block the drive-through, so you couldn't go in to try to make it. So people just ran over the cones.
Yeah. I mean,
So there's just no point in
Reasonable.
doing anything.
why
Yeah.
do they have
Why
cones
not?
in these drive-thru? I got to get to the box to order my coffee.
Yeah. So they
Wait.
did that.
Couldn't you, like, on the drive-through window, just put a piece of paper on the inside of the drive-through
Yeah, but
window?
They're waiting.
They're
at the
waiting
speaker.
at the speaker before the window.
You're one of these people who get stuck in the drive-thru, Calvin. Just so
Yep.
you know.
Wait, what? No.
Wait, what? Oh.
All right, so that's probably going to be it for this week, guys. Like I said, I'm hoping to be back at full force next week with a show formerly known as Out for Delivery. You can follow me. What the fuck
Why are
is
you
going on
playing
here?
our
I don't know what's
disclaimer?
going on there. So
Follow you.
we're not really using our Twitter account anymore. So you can follow me at AfterLouchJason on Twitter. And I give updates and stuff on there when it's necessary.
Hey, I'm Amy Run77 on Twitter. I post bad things about the Cheetos sometimes.
This isn't working. My phone thing has quit. There we go.
Oh, nope.
Quit again.
You put it down.
I would give your Twitter handle out, Ryan, if I knew what yours was, but I don't know it off the top of my head. You can put it in chat. I'm After Lot Jason on both Instagram and Twitter. Jazz, your
Doodler Jazz.
Instagram?
Both. Everything.
I'm AmyRun77 on Twitter, and Jason's wife Amy on Instagram.
So there you go. That's where you can find us if you want to do the socials, medias. Mark Zuckerberg is a robot. Anyway, that's it for the show this
I don't
week.
use Facebook.
And I'm Calvin.
I'm there, but I don't use it.
He's Calvin. He has no social media.
No.
I do
he's-
have Fortnite though.
He's
Okay.
Herd Bowl 90,
19.
19, yes, on
All right.
Fortnite.
Okay, trying to kill a show here. All right, so we'll see y'all next week and do that thing that we do, which is
Bite Jason.
Hit it.
That's what the dog does.
y'all are the worst. The worst.
I said it right.